From the CBS Bay Area studios, this is KPIX 5 News.
And time for a look at this morning's top stories.
It's the first confirmed death of an American linked to the current outbreak of coronavirus. The U.S. Embassy in Beijing announced today in a brief statement a 60-year-old American citizen has died in Wuhan, China. Chinese authorities say the American is one of 722 people in mainland China whose deaths are linked to the coronavirus outbreak. The total number of cases there is now more than 34,000.
San Francisco is doing its best to convince people they'll be safe from coronavirus at this weekend's Chinese New Year festivities around town.
Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf emphasized the homelessness crisis as she delivered her State of the City address yesterday. She said the city helped move 880 homeless people into housing in 2019 and vowed to double that number this year.
7 qualifying candidates locked horns in New Hampshire yesterday evening in the latest Democratic presidential debate. The Granite State holds its primary on Tuesday.
President Trump has fired Gordon Sondland. He was the ambassador to the European Union, as well as Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman. He was relieved of his duties as top Ukraine expert at the National Security Council. Both men offered damaging testimony about Trump in the House impeachment hearing against the president. Investigators say they do not believe engine failure caused the helicopter crash that killed basketball legend Kobe Bryant and 8 others in Southern California. According to the initial report, the NTSB is now focused on the pilot and the weather conditions in Calabasas last month. The pilot told air traffic controllers he was climbing to 4,000 feet to get above the clouds, but he only made it to about 2,300 feet. That's when a witness reported seeing the chopper emerge from the clouds and roll to the left before it crashed into the hillside.
San Jose police are searching for clues in a homicide on the city's east side. Around 4:30 yesterday morning, officers responded to reports of shots fired on Tully Road. About 10 minutes later, a hospital called police telling them that a gunshot victim had arrived. The man died at the hospital. It comes as the city is unveiling a new task force to tackle violent crime. The Santa Clara County District Attorney's Office is teaming up with the San Jose Police Department to target the worst gun offenders. The DA's office says there's a small number of criminals committing a large number of gun violence cases. The DA's crime unit hopes to take a data-driven approach to decide who gets investigated, arrested, and prosecuted.
Frustrated commuters waiting for BART's San Jose extension will just have to keep waiting. The VTA still doesn't have an opening date for the Berryessa and Milpitas stations. It was supposed to be finished last year. So what's taking so long? VTA built the tracks and the stations, but BART will operate them. And since late last year, BART has identified numerous things that it wants VTA to fix. They range from small, quick fixes all the way to major software glitches.
I think they've been talking about making the BART expansion to San Jose since, I was a kid in elementary school, so it's kind of disappointing.
We're trying to figure out and being cautious and not giving a date. Not that we know one yet, but not having a target, and people are frustrated that there's no target.
VTA says crews are working double shifts to fix everything by March, hopefully. By then, the agency says it should have a better timeline.
The U.S. Department of Justice has dropped its antitrust probe into a deal between the state of California and several car makers. Last year, Honda, Ford, Volkswagen, and BMW reached an agreement with the state to stick with tighter emission standards than those required by the White House. Now, some worried that this could potentially limit consumer choice. Now, the department says that automakers didn't violate any laws. The decision could allow California to move ahead with tighter emission standards. California Governor Gavin Newsom said in a statement, this is a big loss for the president and his weaponization of federal agencies and a victory for anyone who cares about the rule of law and clean air. Caltrain has a plan to help the Bay Area housing supply. The board signed off on a policy to build affordable homes along its tracks. Caltrain has just 2 sites that could accommodate housing near the Mountain View and Redwood City stations. The policy will require 30% of each housing development to offer below market rent. Neither of the sites has a specific proposal yet, but any plan will have to be approved by the board.
Uber is making it easier to schedule rides to Caltrain. The rideshare launched a new feature on Friday called Make My Train. And it works like this. You enter the train station destination and the app automatically shows you the train schedules. Then all you have to do is pick the train you want to ride, and the app uses an algorithm to book a ride to get you there on time.
Okay, give yourself some extra time on the road this morning. It's foggy out there for Saturday morning, but by the afternoon, blue sky and just a little cooler than yesterday, which means 60 for many locations. Sunday is the issue. We've got a wind advisory for much of the Bay Area. It technically starts tonight for the mountains of the North Bay and the East Bay Hills, but it's really Sunday afternoon when most of us feel the wind most widely. We could see gusts hitting 40 miles an hour through the afternoon on Sunday. And then by Monday, we start a warm-up, sunny and low 70s for inland spots to start off this upcoming week.
Boy, it doesn't feel like February. Sunny and 70s is like
I know.
Paradise.
Yes, it'd be nice to get a little rain here, but if we're not gonna, let's get sunny and 70, I guess.
All right. Well, time for us to call it a morning. Thanks so much for watching KPIX 5 News.
See you tomorrow.